What's good, gente? Thank you guys once again for tuning in. As you guys can see on the thumbnail and on the title, right? I'm pretty much going to be letting you guys know how I feel about SPM and what I think about his supporters. At the same time, all these people that have been mentioning him, especially on these last couple of days, you got Gold Tones. You got a couple of people, man, that you kind of would have never thought that they would be somewhat trying to talk good about old boy in some type of way, right? Because that's kind of how I took it, that they're giving him the benefit of the doubt when it comes to certain situations, right? But me personally, man, I'm gonna stick with the black and whites, bro. To be quite real. But let me tell you guys how I honestly feel about SPM. Especially since he's someone that might be paroling next year, and that's one of the main reasons why SPM has been a big fuzz on YouTube, where a lot of people have been mentioning him. Some people dissed him. Some girls got packed out for just performing or bumping his music, right? Making a video with old boy's music on the background and shit. So I'm gonna let you guys know how I honestly feel about this situation. But before we do that, man, I would highly appreciate if we hit that thumbs up, subscribe, hit that follow, hit that notification bell in case we go live, so that you don't miss out on anything, right? And thank you guys once again for all the support, G. Real talk. So with all that being said, man, let's get started. So like I was saying earlier, so apparently SPM is it's up for parole. Next year. He has been down for a minute. So a lot of people are kind of thinking that he might get chance, he might get a chance to get released. And you have, well, at least I noticed, right, that there's been a lot more people talking about him. And I'm pretty sure if I noticed, you guys have as well, where they're pretty much making it seem like there's kind of giving excuses for old boy. And they're kind of giving him the benefit of the doubt now, when at first most of them were dissing and just shooting them down, in all reality. Me personally, I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to make this so clear. And usually people wait towards the end. I do not support SPM. Let's be quite honest. I do not support that individual. At one point, I did bump his music. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. He was a Mexican rapper that I was actually a fan of, but that was before I actually knew some of the crimes that he was convicted for, and I know that they're gonna be like, people, well, bro, if you were such a fan or whatever, because I ain't gonna lie to you, the devil strikes, whatever, that song, the CD, that was one of my favorite albums. And I think he does speak on that shit. He speaks on his case, but at the same time, he's not putting it out there like how the black and whites are. How in all reality he was sent to prison. So I mean, once I found that out, bro, I mean, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I ended up pretty much cut. You know what I'm saying? Never again have I ever played his music, and it's been a minute. It's actually been a minute. One of the persons that I noticed were actually put me up on game when it came to SPM was pretty much American Cholo. American Cholo, I see when he posted the Pete Dubs, and there has been other channels now that have also done that route where they put his black and whites and let people know, like, hey, this is what the old boy went in for. Because there's a lot of people, man, still to this day that they don't really know the whole get down on why SPM went in. They just know that he has been locked up for a minute, and that he technically has his own record label right there in Texas. And most of the Tejanos, they still support old boy, so they don't see old boy like in bad light like that. But once you get into the whole black and whites, whoa, I mean, that's when it gets a little bit too crazy, bro. Not too many people after that will even support old boy. But there is people like Gold Tones that he's technically saying that he's gonna wait until old boy pretty much speaks on his case. Which in all reality, bro, I'm gonna be quite honest. The people will ask, but I guarantee you, bro, he's not even gonna really want to be speaking on that case. He's gonna want to keep that on the hush as much as he can, because the more that he'll talk about it or even try to explain, he knows that that's gonna affect him, at least with his fan base and with some of the people that don't even know what the fuck's going on. because there's a lot of youngsters, bro, and I would include myself in that category, right? If it wasn't for some of these YouTubers pretty much putting them out there, oh, I wouldn't have known. And more than likely, I would have still been bumping SPM. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real. Back in the day, that was an artist that a lot of us, even right here in Watsonville, I guarantee you, there's still a good grip of people that bump that music, right? But more than likely, those are the ones that don't tap into the YouTube, and they're not really up on game with old boys' charges. Let's just be quite honest. But now let's talk about his supporters, because technically anyone that bumps his music, I mean, someone's gonna try to throw that support jacket, like, oh, this fool supports that old boy by even bumping his music. Let's be real, man. There's a lot of people that bump music, and technically, they don't support them like that. I'm gonna be quite honest, man. I bump certain music that, in all reality, bro, if I get the chance, or if they would get the chance, we would go at it with each other. It's just that even though I might not like the individual, some of the songs that he does display on the thing, well, they'll be fire. And of course, I'm not talking about SPM. I have not bumped SPM in hella long, man. I can't really remember the last time I bumped Old Boy. I think the last time I even heard of his music was more than likely my concuño, my ex concuño. You know what I'm saying? He was someone that would bump SPM a lot. So I think that's like the last time I actually heard of Old Boy or his music, right? But now when it comes to his supporters, right? I can't technically hate on them, or I can't really talk. I'm not gonna talk down on them because, like I said earlier, man, there's a lot of people that don't even know, and there's a few, right, that don't politic, bro, or don't give a shit. That they probably see it like, whatever. It is what it is. I'm just here to bump the music, and I don't really give two craps about what old boy's life is really about. Same thing goes with like the fans that follow R. Kelly and all these other dudes, man. There's a lot of different artists, man, that get involved in cases like this. Let's just be real. But when it comes down to SPM, I don't support him. His supporters, I don't feel that they should be getting attacked like old girl taking off on Jenny 69. Pretty much just for doing a reaction, or I don't know what the fuck she did. I think she just did a music video with old boy's beat on it. You know what I'm saying? Where they gave him a shout out, and she pretty much got packed out for that. I honestly don't feel that people that don't bang or just technically ain't affiliated with any type of a political thing like that, right? I think they should be able to do what they want, homie. So if you guys want to bump old boy, dale gas, G. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, me and I know a couple others, man, that just got certain beliefs, bro. We're not gonna support that, and I'm not, G. You know what I'm saying? I honestly, after going through the paperwork, and like I said, if you guys want to be someone that wants to go through the paperwork and you happen to missed it, just type in SPM, expose P dubs and all that, and you'll see a couple of channels, bro, where they actually put them out there, and you be the judge. You know what I'm saying? What would you do, bro? Like I said, a long time ago, when I've been saying this forever, I got two daughters. You know what I'm saying? So, chalice, I can't support that whatsoever. But it is what it is, and in all reality, SPM, he's gonna continue to do his thing, bro. He has a record label, and as you guys can see, man, some people are even apologizing. We got Swifty Blue apologizing, trying to get into some money moves. Old boy SPM pretty much already said that he's gonna probably do business with them. Gold Tones has said pretty much that he has done some business with old boy, or his artist at least, right? And that it's always been good business. So more than likely, man, once SPM gets out, because more than likely, I hope that he doesn't, and I'm not trying to sound like a hater or anything, because I know there's people like, man, well, he's done a good minute. Let's be real, man. When it comes to charges like that, I just can't support it whatsoever, bro. But it looks like he might get out, especially because he has money. And nowadays, man, this world has changed so much that money talks in some cases. So, old boy, will probably be getting paroled. I believe they said in November or something like that. He does have his court or his appeal, so he might have chances of getting out. And I guarantee you, if he does get out, more than likely, a lot of these rap artists and a lot of these other producers, right, they're gonna be working with old boy, because at the end of the day, most of these people out here in the world, man, all they care about is money, G. They don't care about, as long as they don't, it's none of their kids or it's none of their close ones, right, getting hurt. They ain't tripping. So more than likely, old boy will parole and become even more successful in life, right? But at the end of the day, man, if he does parole, man, you just gotta be careful with your kids. So with all that being said, man, I don't want to get into too crazy when it comes to SPM. This is not a profile. This is just letting you guys know how I feel about him, you know. But if I would have to make a profile, I don't even have to know how I would actually be able to do it, bro. Because YouTube has been tripping lately, and old boy being someone that was picking up middle school girls, you know what I'm saying? I'll just say that, just picking up anyone from a school that isn't your kid, it's just not a good look, you know. It's just not a good look. But now they're in college or something else, hey, yes, I've been, homie, that's a whole different story. I know there's gonna be some smart people in the comments, but no, man, old boy ended up doing some foul stuff. So with all that being said, man, for anyone that actually supports SPM, go through the black and whites, bro. Go through the black and whites and just think about it. What if it was one of your kids? It wasn't just one victim, it was multiple victims. So it kind of makes it shit. One, yeah, maybe it could have been a lie. Two, yeah, I really doubt that one now, right? And then three, four, yeah, good luck with that. So with that being said, gente, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys didn't take nothing too personal if you happen to support SPM. At the end of the day, like I said, the supporters don't really got nothing to do with it. Some people just bump his music. I don't happen to be a supporter whatsoever. I don't bump SPM no more, and none of that. At one point, I could have said that, yeah, I was somewhat of a fan, but that was before I got to know his actual charges and why he got sent to prison. So with all that being said, gente, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, man, make sure to put a thumbs up for your boy. If you disliked the video, put a thumbs down, homie. They're both right there. They're both free. So just make sure to do one. Also, thank you guys once again for everyone that does support the channel. Gracias, I highly appreciate that. Drop comments to let me know what you guys think. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. And then, like always, man, I'll see you guys on the next one. We out.
It's E.B.K every day, all day, to the day I die. It's E.B.K, E.B.K, E.B.K. It's E.B.K every day, all day, to the day I die. All day it's E.B.K, E.B.K.